Chapter 5. Aria. I have always considered loneliness a professional requirement. People expect friendship, companionship, connection. I built a company instead. The company is significantly easier to manage. Companies don't leave. Companies don't disappoint you. Companies don't look at you with warm brown eyes and make you question every life decision you've ever made. Unfortunately, Lucy does. I glance through the glass wall of my office. There she is, working, as usual. She's leaning over her keyboard, completely focused on whatever administrative disaster she's currently preventing. A lock of short brown hair falls across her forehead. She blows at it. The hair doesn't move. She blows again. The hair remains victorious. I smile, then immediately stop smiling, because smiling at your secretary through a glass wall is how workplace rumors begin. The smile returns anyway. Lucy Bennett is a menace. 5 years ago, I expected her to last 2 weeks. Most secretaries do. One quit after 3 days. Another cried during her first staff meeting. One attempted to reorganize my calendar without permission and survived approximately 6 hours. Lucy stayed. Lucy adapted. Lucy somehow learned all my preferences, habits, and moods. She remembers things I forget. She notices things nobody else sees. She has become so integrated into my life that imagining the office without her feels strange. That realization is precisely why I've been hesitant. Because if this doesn't work, I lose more than a potential relationship. I lose Lucy. The thought makes my chest tighten. I don't want that. But I don't want distance anymore either. I've spent most of my life being cold, being careful, being alone. Then Lucy sat across from me and ate an absurdly expensive steak while calculating its cost in utility bills, and somehow that changed everything. The intercom buzzes. I press the button. Yes? Accounting would like approval for... Denied. A pause. You don't know what they're asking for. I've met accounting. Lucy laughs through the speaker. The sound warms me instantly. Dangerous. Very dangerous. I make a decision before I can lose my nerve. Lucy. Yes? I need you in my office. A pause. Then, that sounds ominous. Only slightly. A minute later, she appears. I motion toward the chair opposite my desk. She sits. Curious, beautiful, entirely too distracting. I clear my throat. There is a conference next month. She immediately nods. I've already prepared the itinerary. Of course she has. Would you like to come? Lucy blinks. I never come to those conferences. Not professionally. Now she looks confused. I understand. I'm confused too. This is unfamiliar territory. I force myself forward anyway. I would like your company, on a personal level. Silence. Complete silence. Then, oh. I almost laugh. The sound contains enough shock to power a small city. I'll pay for everything. Aria. It won't be billed to the company. Your suite costs over $1,000 a night. Yes. Per night. Still, yes. Lucy stares. You realize that's a ridiculous amount of money. It isn't. It absolutely is. Not to me. She groans softly. The sound is oddly adorable. I don't know. You don't? She hesitates. I can practically see her worrying. About money, about appearances, about being a burden. I hate that she worries about those things. Lucy. She looks up. I don't want to be alone after the conference. The admission feels surprisingly vulnerable. I would appreciate your company, and I want to give you the rest and luxury that you deserve. So, let me. The moment the words leave my mouth, she brightens immediately. Oh, then, okay. Just like that. I feel absurdly victorious, like I've closed a major acquisition, except significantly better. The hotel is ridiculous, even by my standards. Crystal chandeliers, marble floors, fresh flowers everywhere. The sort of place where the lobby smells expensive. Lucy turns slowly in a circle. Do rich people ever get tired of luxury? No. Interesting. I hand over our reservation details to the receptionist. A few minutes later, Lucy discovers her room, or rather, her suite. Her eyes widen. Aria, yes? This place is bigger than my apartment. I glance around. She's right. Comfort is important. There's a piano. I pause. There is. Why is there a piano? I don't know. Lucy looks genuinely overwhelmed. Something soft settles inside me. I like giving her things, not expensive things. Comfort, experiences, joy. The realization is alarming. Later, after the conference finally ends, I meet her in the lobby. She arrives wearing a simple dress. My train of thought immediately derails. Completely. The conference disappears from memory. So does the stock market. Possibly language itself. Lucy smiles. How was your day? I stare. She raises an eyebrow. Aria? I recover. Barely. Fine. You're lying. I am. She laughs. And just like that, the world starts functioning again. The rooftop restaurant overlooks the entire city. Lights stretch toward the horizon. Music drifts through the warm evening air. Champagne sparkles in crystal glasses. Lucy looks around, then at the menu, then back around. This salad costs more than my first phone. Your first phone must have been terrible. It was. The waiter leaves. Lucy leans forward. How many conferences do you attend every year? Too many. They're boring. They are. Then why go? I swirl my champagne. Because people like paying CEOs to attend boring events. That seems inefficient. Most networking is. Lucy nods seriously. As your secretary, I support eliminating networking. I'll inform the board. Thank you. Our glasses clink together. The conversation flows easily, easier than it should. Office politics, conference gossip, executive drama. Lucy is fascinated by absolutely none of it, which makes her commentary significantly more entertaining. That keynote speaker talked for 40 minutes. Yes, and said nothing. Also yes, a remarkable achievement. I laugh. Again, Lucy smiles. The sight never gets old. Eventually, she becomes more serious. You're really good at your job. The compliment catches me off guard. I set down my glass. That means a lot coming from you. She looks surprised. It does? You're the most competent person I know. Her cheeks immediately turn pink. Adorable. Lucy, yes? You're my longest-serving secretary. She groans. That sounds so romantic. I'm being sincere. That's worse. I smile. She freezes. Apparently, I don't smile enough often. Noted. You tolerate me. I do. You survive my standards. Fairly. I hope we continue working together for a very long time. For a second, something emotional flashes across her face. Then she raises her glass. To our professional association. I raise mine. To our professional association. We drink. A moment later, Lucy accidentally lets out the tiniest burp, then immediately covers her mouth, horrified. Oh my God. I stare. She turns crimson. Oh my God, please forget that happened. I start laughing, which makes her even more horrified. I'm sorry. Lucy, I'm so sorry. Lucy. She peeks through her fingers. I reach across the table, take her hand. Her breath catches. I want you to be yourself around me. The words come naturally because they're true. Her eyes soften. And for the record, I squeeze her fingers. I find you incredibly cute. Lucy nearly chokes on her champagne. Excellent. The city lights glitter around us. The conversation slows, becomes quieter, more intimate. Lucy looks down at our joined hands, then blurts, "I like you." Silence. Her eyes widen. Immediately, oh no. I know that expression. The expression of someone who wishes they could climb into another dimension. Oh no. I can't help it. I laugh. Not mocking, never mocking. Fond, warm, happy. Lucy looks ready to leap from the roof. Good. She blinks. What? I was hoping you'd say that you like me. I like you too, you know? Now she looks completely stunned. I continue because she's brave enough to confess I can be brave too. Talking to you made me realize something. What? I was lonely. The admission settles between us. I didn't think anything was missing. I brush my thumb over her knuckles. Then you came along. Lucy's eyes shine. I want more dinners with you. Her smile grows. I want more conversations with you. The smile grows wider. Then she asks quietly, "Is that all you want?" I meet her gaze. No. Her breath catches. I'd like you in my bed. The words are calm. Certain. I'd like to wake up next to you. She stares. I'd like to hold your hand whenever I feel like it. Her eyes become suspiciously watery. And I'd like to make you my girlfriend. A pause. Then, I didn't want to sound greedy by saying all that at once. Lucy immediately laughs, a watery, emotional laugh. That's not greedy. No? No. She squeezes my hand. I'd love to date you. My heart does something ridiculous. Then she adds, dating an alpha like you is basically a dream. I smile, properly this time, just for her. The elevator ride back upstairs is quiet, not awkward, content. The doors slide shut. Lucy stands beside me, still smiling. I reach for her hand. She gives it to me instantly, like she always intended to. I pull her gently closer. She looks up, questioning, hopeful, beautiful. I brush a strand of hair behind her ear, then kiss her. Soft, slow, sweet. The sort of kiss that feels like a promise. When we separate, neither of us moves very far. Lucy, yes? Would you like to sleep in my room tonight? Her smile returns immediately. Just sleep? Maybe more, if you're ready for it. She nods. I'd love that. Later, we're lying side by side in the enormous hotel bed. The lights are off. The city glows faintly beyond the windows. Lucy shifts closer, tentatively. I open my arm. She immediately curls against my side, like she belongs there. Warm, soft, comfortable. My favorite place in the world suddenly becomes wherever Lucy happens to be. We talk quietly, about nothing. Favorite foods, terrible movies, the conference, blueberries, which remain untrustworthy. Eventually, our fingers intertwine beneath the blankets. Lucy yawns, then cuddles closer, sleepy, content, safe. I brush a kiss against her hair, and for the first time in a very long time, I don't feel lonely, not even a little, because Lucy is here, and somehow that changes everything.
Chapter 6. Lucy. Dating Aria Vale turns out to be surprisingly confusing. Not because she's difficult. She's still difficult. But that's unrelated. The confusing part is that absolutely nothing changes, and also everything changes. For example, professionally, Aria remains my terrifying CEO. Personally, she now sends me text messages that make me smile at my phone like an idiot. which is a problem because I work in an office and people notice things, especially when those things are me staring at my phone and smiling. I glance down at my screen. Aria. Accounting requested approval for decorative office plants. Me. What did you say? 3 dots appear. Then, denied. I immediately start laughing. A second message arrives. Aria. The plants know what they did. My shoulders shake. Across the office, one of the managers squints at me suspiciously. I quickly put my phone away. Professional, composed, normal. Unfortunately, I fail at all 3, because through the glass wall of Aria's office, I can see her, and she's looking directly at me. The corner of her mouth twitches, a secret smile, just for me. My stomach immediately fills with butterflies. This is becoming a recurring problem. The weeks after our trip pass quickly. We settle into something comfortable, something warm, something that feels suspiciously like happiness. Private lunches become normal. Sometimes Aria orders food, sometimes I bring sandwiches. Once, she stared at my homemade lunch for 30 seconds and asked, "Is that a dinosaur-shaped carrot?" It is. Why? Joy? She considered that, then stole the carrot. The betrayal still hurts. Other times, we eat in her office, talking about work, talking about life, talking about nothing. Those conversations become my favorite part of every day. I like seeing the version of Aria nobody else sees. The one who laughs, the one who complains about investors, the one who secretly loves terrible action movies, the one who texts me pictures of suspicious-looking blueberries with captions like, "untrustworthy." She's ridiculous. I adore her. What I don't realize is that apparently everyone else realizes it too. The entire office, every single person, including people from departments I rarely interact with. I discovered this completely by accident. One afternoon, I'm carrying files toward legal when I hear voices around the corner. I pause, not intentionally, mostly because somebody says my name. "I'm telling you, they're dating." I freeze. Another voice replies, "They're absolutely dating. They had lunch together 3 times this week. That's not evidence." Aria smiled. A dramatic pause. Then, "Oh my God." Exactly. I nearly dropped the files. Slowly, very slowly, I back away, then immediately march to Aria's office. She looks up when I enter. "Lucy?" "Good news." "Is it?" "No." She closes her laptop. Concern immediately appears. "What's wrong?" I sit down. "People think we're dating." Silence. Then, "They do?" "Apparently." Aria considers this, then shrugs. "Interesting." I stare. "Interesting?" "Yes." "That's your response?" "What response were you expecting?" I throw my hands into the air. "Alarm?" "Why?" "Because we're secretly dating." A pause. Then, "Ah." I narrow my eyes. "Did you forget?" "No." "You sounded like you forgot." "I was distracted." "Distracted by what?" Aria looks directly at me. "Your hair." I immediately lose my train of thought, because that's unfair. Completely unfair. Aria smiles. Tiny. Victorious. I point accusingly. "You did that on purpose." "Probably." The bond between us deepens. I notice it more every day. Aria's scent affects me differently now. Before, it was comforting. Now it settles something deep inside me. Like coming home. Like safety. Like certainty. The moment she walks into a room, I know. The moment she stands beside me, I relax. The moment she says my name, my heart listens. I don't tell her any of this. Mostly because I'm embarrassed. Also because some feelings are frightening. Especially the bigger ones, the permanent ones. Sometimes her eyes drift to the place where my mating mark would be, then immediately away again. I know what it means. Everyone does. It's not something casual. It's a promise, a lifelong commitment, the sort of thing that changes everything. I would never ask for it, not because I don't want it, quite the opposite. The truth is that I want it far too much, which is why I keep it to myself. Aria is brilliant, successful, powerful, beautiful. Sometimes I still can't quite believe she chose me. And every now and then, a small, insecure voice whispers that eventually she'll realize she could have anyone, that she deserves someone better, someone more impressive, someone less ordinary. I hate that voice. Unfortunately, it exists, so I ignore it, as best I can. One Tuesday afternoon, Aria calls me into her office. I enter carrying a notebook, prepared, professional, ready for business. Aria immediately ruins that. "Would you like to attend a gala with me?" I blink. Once. Twice. "A gala?" "Yes." "The fancy kind? Is there another kind?" "Fair." I sit down slowly. "What kind of gala?" "Charity fundraiser." "Oh." Then it hits me. My eyes widen. "Oh, you mean the Cancer Society fundraiser that's coming up this week? The one with celebrities attend? And the one with 1 billion photographers?" Aria notices immediately. Her expression softens. "You understand the implication." I do. A gala isn't lunch. A gala isn't dinner. A gala isn't hiding in her office after hours. A gala means photographers, executives, investors, the public. People will see us together. They will know I'm Aria's girlfriend. It will be forever associated with me. For a moment, I feel nervous. Then I look at her, at the woman I love, and suddenly the answer becomes very easy. I'd love to. The relief that flashes across her face makes my chest warm. "Good." Then she adds casually, "I'll send over a dress." "Absolutely not." "No." "Yes." "Aria." "Lucy." "I can buy my own dress." She leans back in her chair, calm, dangerous, CEO mode activated. Allow me to present a counter-argument. I immediately regret speaking. Okay. Spoiling my Omega girlfriend is one of my favorite activities. It makes me feel very alpha, very dominant, and I like feeling that way because I am an alpha. It's not a burden to me. Giving you things, taking care of you, is my biology. Heat rushes into my face. She continues mercilessly. If you refuse, you're depriving me of that privilege. I open my mouth, close it again, because that's absurd and somehow impossible to argue against. Aria smiles. The shark has tasted blood. You see my point. I hate your point. You love my point. I do, which is annoying. Eventually, I sigh. Fine. Excellent. You manipulate people for a living. I prefer the term persuade. You're impossible. So you've said. That evening, after work, I sit alone in my apartment, thinking. The gala, Aria, us, everything. My phone buzzes. A message appears. Aria. For the record, you are not ordinary. I stare. My heart stops. Then starts again, faster. Me. How did you know what I was thinking? A reply arrives immediately. I didn't. Pause. Then, but you get that look sometimes. My eyes sting unexpectedly, because she notices. She always notices. Another message appears. Also, I am very much looking forward to the gala. I smile, hopelessly, ridiculously, completely in love. And for the first time, the thought of standing beside Aria in public doesn't scare me. It makes me proud. Because no matter how many people admire Aria Vale, no matter how many people fear her, no matter how many people wish they could have her attention, she's chosen me. And somehow, that's the most astonishing thing of all.
Chapter 7. Aria. I have attended more charity galas than I can count. Most of them blur together. Crystal chandeliers, expensive champagne, wealthy people congratulating one another for being generous, polite conversations, strategic networking, the same evening repeated endlessly. Tonight is different. Tonight, Lucy is coming, which means I spend an embarrassing amount of time checking my watch, then checking my phone, then pretending I'm not checking either. The dress arrived at her apartment this morning, a custom piece, elegant, classic, beautiful. Not because I wanted to show off, because I wanted her to see herself the way I see her. And if that required employing one of the best designers in the city, then so be it. I am waiting in the hotel suite when the doorbell rings. My pulse immediately accelerates. Ridiculous. I'm 34 years old. I run a multinational company. I negotiate billion-dollar contracts. And somehow a woman knocking on a door turns me into an idiot. I open it, then completely forget how language works. Lucy stands there, smiling nervously. The dress is midnight blue. The fabric catches the light like liquid starlight. The neckline is elegant, the silhouette soft and graceful. The color makes her eyes look warmer, brighter, more beautiful. Her short brown hair has been styled away from her face. Delicate earrings glimmer at her ears. For several seconds, I simply stare. Lucy shifts. Is it too much? I nearly choke. Too much? The dress. I look at her, then look at her again, then a third time just to be safe. No. Oh, you look breathtaking. Her cheeks immediately turn pink. Good. Mine probably have too. Neither of us speaks for a moment. Then Lucy smiles, and suddenly the entire room feels brighter. Thank you. The words come quietly, sincerely. Something warm settles in my chest. A possessive little part of me purrs with satisfaction, because I bought that dress, because she likes it, because she's here with me. Mine. The thought arrives naturally, dangerously naturally, and it doesn't scare me anymore. If anything, it feels inevitable. Lately, I found myself thinking about things I never used to think about. Coming home together, cooking dinner together, waking up beside her every morning, finding her reading on my couch, convincing her to move into my apartment. The realization should alarm me. Instead, it feels right. The Cancer Society fundraiser occupies the top floor of a luxury hotel. The ballroom is magnificent, towering ceilings, golden lighting, fresh flowers arranged everywhere, string quartets performing near the stage, famous actors, politicians, athletes, CEOs. Every powerful person in the city appears to be present. Lucy immediately gravitates toward the dessert table. Naturally. I find her studying a chocolate sculpture. What are you doing? She points, trying to determine whether this is art or food. It's both. That feels like it's trying to do too much. I laugh. Lucy beams. My chest tightens. Every time she smiles at me, it feels like a reward. The problem with public events is that everyone wants something. An introduction, an investment, a favor, my attention, especially my attention. Lucy handles it beautifully. She remains beside me, confident, charming, funny. People adore her, which surprises absolutely nobody except Lucy. Then Melissa arrives and immediately becomes irritating. Melissa Hart is a senior executive from another company, smart, successful, aggressive, and unfortunately convinced that flirting is a personality trait. Aria, she smiles, too brightly. I was hoping I'd see you tonight. I politely shake her hand. Lucy stands beside me, quiet, observing. Melissa doesn't acknowledge her. I immediately dislike this. How have you been? Melissa asks. Busy. She laughs. As always. Then touches my arm, briefly, casually, entirely unnecessarily. My eyes flick toward Lucy. Her smile is gone. Something twists painfully in my chest, because I recognize that expression. I've worn it myself. The expression of someone quietly convincing themselves they aren't enough. Before I can excuse myself, Melissa continues, "Perhaps we should have dinner sometime, just the two of us, away from all these prying eyes, like we used to." No, absolutely not. I open my mouth, then notice Lucy taking a step backward. My attention instantly shifts. Nothing else matters. Not the fundraiser, not Melissa, not the conversation. Only Lucy. I excuse myself without explanation, then follow her. I find her standing alone on a balcony overlooking the city. The night air moves gently through her hair. She doesn't turn around immediately, which worries me. "Lucy?" Silence. Then, "I'm being stupid." My heart sinks. I step closer. "Why?" She laughs weakly. The sound breaks something inside me. "Look around." She gestures toward the ballroom. "The women here are beautiful." I say nothing. She continues, "They're successful." Closer. "They're confident." Closer. "They belong in your world." I stop beside her. Finally, she looks at me. Her eyes are shining suspiciously. "Aria, I know you're out of my league." The vulnerability in her voice hurts. "And I know eventually you'll realize—" "No." The word comes out immediately, firm, certain. Lucy blinks. "What?" "No, don't say any more." I reach for her hand, hold it tightly. "Do not finish that sentence." She stares at me, confused, hopeful, frightened, all at once. I lift a hand to her cheek. "You think you're temporary, that I'm just dating you because I don't know what sort of person I'm meant for. You're wrong. I've dated all those pretty women before, and I've come to understand that none of them can offer me what I truly want or need." Silence, which tells me everything. God, how long has she been carrying that fear? "Lucy," my voice softens, "you are not just a fling to me. I have real feelings for you. I know what we have is special, and you are special." A tear slips free. I wipe it away immediately. "You never need to compete for my attention." She closes her eyes briefly. I continue, because she deserves honesty, complete honesty. "I choose you." Another tear. Every day. My thumb brushes her cheek. "Every room I walk into, I look for you first." Her breath catches. "Every success feels better when I can tell you about it." I smile faintly. "You have become alarmingly important to me." That finally earned a watery laugh. Good. I was aiming for one. I step closer, until inches separate us. I've been holding myself back. She looks up. "Why?" The answer is embarrassingly simple. "Because I was afraid." Her eyes widen. Aria Vale was afraid? Constantly. Now she laughs, actually laughs. Much better. I brush a loose strand of hair behind her ear. "I was afraid that if this failed, I would lose you." The confession settles between us. "You aren't just my girlfriend." My voice lowers. "You're my best friend, my best work colleague, my only confidant." Lucy looks stunned. "As it turns out, I need you more than you need me." A small sob escapes her. Then she throws her arms around me. I hold her immediately, tightly, carefully, like something precious, like home. For several moments, neither of us speaks. We simply stand there, wrapped around one another, the city glowing below us. Eventually, Lucy murmurs, "I love you." Everything inside me stops, then starts again, brighter, warmer, stronger. I pull back enough to see her face. "I love you too." The words come easily, naturally, like I've been waiting months to say them, maybe years. Lucy smiles through her tears. Beautiful, perfect, mine. I kiss her gently, softly, not because anyone is watching, because I want to, because I love her. When we separate, I rest my forehead against hers. "Move in with me." Her eyes widen. "What?" "Move in with me. I want you in my house." I smile. Seeing you at work is no longer enough. A laugh escapes her, half delighted, half shocked. Aria, I am completely serious. I squeeze her hands. I want you in my bed, in my kitchen, sharing my bathroom. Her lips tremble. You do? I do. The answer is immediate, absolute. Lucy throws her arms around me again. Yes. Relief crashes through me, followed by joy, then excitement, then approximately 27 plans involving reorganizing my apartment. Lucy laughs against my shoulder. I hold her closer, and for the first time in my life, the future feels less like something to conquer and more like something to share with her.
The story continues in the next part. Find the next part on my YouTube channel.